The world's greatest snowcross racers head to the big snow country of upstate New York. And the points battle is heating up. Can the big Canadian Tim Tremblay hold on to his points lead in Pro Open? AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram is next. Hello, race fans. Welcome to Salamanca, New York. Site for round 9 of AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram, the U.S. Air Force Snowcross National at Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino. A great racetrack that promises a lot of action, and we're here to bring you all the best coverage of the best show on the snow. Kate Osborne, Mike Schroeder, my name is Chris Hockey. All year long, the Pro Open division has been a terror. Let's take a look at how we got here. Are you ready? AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram, U.S. Air Force Snowcross National, presented by AMG Peterbilt in Deadwood, South Dakota.
Deadwood loves snowcross because of the energy, the adrenaline. It's exciting. It's like doubling down on a 16 when the dealer's showing a 10.
The compact tie track answered the question, what does 120 feet of big air look like? In round 5, Ross the Boss Martin strikes gold in Deadwood. The Boss owned the stud boy hole shot and went back and forth, to and fro, with Ryan Springer and Cody Cam. And when the snow dust settled, it was a Polaris sweep on the podium. Deadwood holds a lot of great history for Tucker Hibbert. Number 68 earned his pro victory number 100 here 2 years ago, and this weekend, the drive for 125 is on. Tucker knows a good start is the key, and the T-Train was clearly focused, and it paid off. T-Train was a man on a mission and put on a seminar in domination. Tucker showed the sellout crowd exactly what a 10-time champ can do as he laid claim on career victory number 124. So, Mike, Deadwood was action-packed, and there was some controversy after the races were over.
There sure was. After the race, that Pro Open final, officials went back and viewed the tape and determined that Ryan Springer did pass in a yellow zone on the race course. And for that reason, he should have placed second, but he was penalized 3 positions, and so officially he placed 5th in the race. So tough break for Ryan, but it was the right thing to do, a good move.
You know, it was a tough break. He'd had a really, really good afternoon, but that is a rule. You got to follow the rules. That leads us to this, the point standings so far as we head into this race this afternoon, Mike.
Hey, take a look at the points there. Tremblay still out in front. Cody Cam, Tucker Hibbert. There you see the top 10. Like we said, it's move time. You've got to really, really pick up the pace to try to get to the top here.
Yeah, somebody has mentioned that a lot, is Tucker Hibbert. He's used to being on the top of the points this time of year, and right now he's with Kate Osborne.
Well, one racer who's not typically in third in the middle of the season is Tucker Hibbert. Tucker, you're right now running third in championship points. You've won 4 of the 8 events, but you're not on top. How much pressure does that give you here in the middle of the season?
It definitely adds a little bit of pressure. I'm used to being in the lead in points, by this time of the season. So a little bit different for me, but that's racing. That's the way it is for sure. So main focus for me this weekend and from now on is qualifying. I gotta do better in my qualifying races since they're so heavily weighed for championship points. So for us, it's a big focus on qualifying. Obviously, I've been pretty strong in the main events, winning 4 of the 8, but just need to get that main or qualifying results up and start winning those heats.
Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Tucker. So that leads us to race time. That's right. When we come back, it's AMSOIL Championship Snowcross and the Pro Open Qualifier. Stick around, everybody. You're watching the best show of the snow on the CBS Sports Network.
AMSOIL Championship Snowcross on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Ram Trucks, America's longest lasting pickups. By AMSOIL, protect your weekend. And by Air Force, aim high.
Welcome back to the best show on the snow. AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram from Seneca Allegheny Resort and Casino in Salamanca, New York. A great crowd and a great racetrack. Let's take our GoPro lap of the day, Mike.
About 30 seconds around this lap. There you see them as they take and go down the back part of the racetrack. They'll go into this corner, and there's a couple of different lines they can take. Everybody going short side here. Then it takes and transitions into the front part of the racetrack. This is the U.S. Air Force Flyaway. Got a really big rhythm section. Again, trying to set up for 2 lines into that ram turn. Both drivers there going inside. They straighten out a couple of jumps, and right in front of them is the AMSOIL finish line, and that's a GoPro lap of the day.
Great shots. Thank you, GoPro. We're about to go racing. Here's the lineup for our Pro Open qualifier.
Ross Martin, Ryan Springer, Corin Todd. You see the rest of them there. Should be a really, really good heat.
The racers have made their way to the starting line, and so has Kate Osborne.
Well, we've all known that we've come here now. This is the 5th year we're here, but this track is actually quite different than in years past. Some may think that the notebooks these guys have had on this track would work. This track is a little bit smaller. It's bigger than what we had in South Dakota, but it's smaller than last year. And you really can't control the elements here in New York, where the snow has been different from year to year to year.
And we are racing in New York. Into the turn they go.
Big field. You see the Polaris is up front early on, but one of the Skidoos, and I believe that's Lincoln Lemieux, working the outside.
Into the turn they go. Will set the field as they head their way towards the AMSOIL finish line.
Peter Narsa fresh off his X Games win out front, but look at Lincoln Lemieux. He said he loves this track. That's why.
I'll tell you what, a positive attitude goes a long way, but right now it's a long way on the outside as Peter Narsa, after the stud boy hole shot, shuts the door on Lincoln Lemieux.
Lemieux tried to come down underneath, as you indicated. Narsa kind of snuck back down and just took that line away. Look at this. Lemieux's going to stay on the outside, take the long way around, and see if he can work anything work there.
I'll tell you,
didn't happen.
He had to hang that right ski over the side of the hill. And now we've got the teammates 1 and 2, Mike.
Yep, you see Narsa out front.
I should say, I'm sorry, I thought it was Cody Kim. That's Ryan Springer.
Ryan Springer, and you know, we talk about Springer. Springer, after the last race, there was a review, and he was actually penalized a couple positions, taking him off the podium. I got a feeling that's going to really motivate him.
You are correct, and he's motivated to the inside, and Ryan Springer with a muscular move to the front of the field.
Boy, and look at Lincoln Lemieux. He tried to follow underneath. Narsa got topside. I don't think topside's going to be the line to use right now.
I was watching Ryan Springer in that particular section of the track in practice earlier today. Springer was the first to triple that section of the track. It's so much faster that way, Mike.
Boy,
and it worked that time.
Carlson Motorsports sled looking strong here again, and Ryan, after the first couple of events, has just really found himself and that sled.
Mike, you mentioned it. Let's talk about what is happening with Ryan Springer. He didn't get the stud boy hole shot. He came out in 4th, and he's worked his way past Lincoln Lemieux and Peter Narsa, and is now leading by a sizable margin. That's a big story for Ryan Springer.
It
right
really
there.
is, and like I said, you know, the misfortune that he had in round number 8 in Deadwood, a tough deal where he passed in a yellow. It was reviewed, and he was penalized a few positions, but right now, he's got that Carlson Motorsports sled dialed
He
in.
is squirrely through the rhythm section, I'll tell you what, but he is so fast right now. Ryan Springer over the AMSOIL finish line in the lead by 1.3 seconds.
5 laps left to go. We're running 10-lap qualifiers here. Their lap times right around 30 seconds. And, you know, it's interesting. You see all of these pro drivers that are in the next qualifier. They're watching very closely to see what kind of lines are working for these guys right now. So you got Springer, Narsa, Lemieux, Ross Martin sitting in 4th. Those are your top 4.
And look at it in the back of the field. You got Renheim and Ischul all the way back in 4th and 5th. But up front, there's your battle for 2nd. It was the battle for the lead, but Ryan Springer dispatched them both. And the battle for 2nd is Narsa and Lemieux to the inside.
Yeah, Lemieux trying to come back down underneath, and here goes Narsa on the top side again. Lemieux staying down low, but just wasn't able to accelerate out of that corner to make a pass.
Narsa looks to the inside of Springer, but he cases it hard into the turn.
Boy, and he almost lost it there. I'll tell you what, that jerked hard to the left, and he was able to hold on. Now look at Lemieux. Lemieux has made up some ground. This is going to be a good battle for 2nd and 3rd right here.
It certainly is. Lemieux again to the outside, looks underneath Narsa, tries to make the move again, can't make it stick once again. Narsa to the outside, Mike.
He just can't quite get squared away, and again, Narsa now seems to have been able to make the outside work.
a bit.
Here comes Narsa. Springer got loopy on the outside, and here comes Narsa for the lead. And for the moment, Peter Narsa has the lead, but here comes Springer over the AMSOIL finish line.
Boy, big power in the Carlson Motorsports sled. Staying bar to bar with him. Look at, he's trying to come back down underneath.
He got him.
Great move.
Outside for Narsa, inside for Springer. It's a drag race down the backstretch.
Now, Narsa's been one of the few people that have been able to make that line work. He's able to get around, so that's going to slot back Springer to second. And look at Lemieux. He's sitting there going, man, I'm going to try to get around for a second position
And
here.
he takes it for the moment, so the story changes again. Narsa over the AMSOIL finish line with 1 lap to go, the white flag. And it's Narsa, Lemieux, and Springer. One heat race has really had a bunch of storylines here, Mike.
And Ross Martin sitting in 4th. As you see him come into the shot, they're just not able to make a move. But, boy, I tell you what, Peter Narsa, it's been an up-and-down race for him. Look at Lemieux.
And here comes Lemieux. He'll look to the inside on the final turn.
Going to hang it out here. Let's see what happens as they come around for the double checkers.
Down the stretch they come. Checkers in the air. Peter Narsa earned that one here in Salamanca, New York. It's Narsa, Lemieux, Springer, and Martin 1, 2, 3, and 4 with Renheim in 5th, Ischel in 6th. And we are racing in New York. Into the turn they go as Peter Narsa, after the stud boy hole shot, shuts the door on Lincoln Lemieux. And Ryan Springer with a muscular move to the front of the field. So fast right now. Ryan Springer over the AMSOIL finish line in the lead by 1.3 seconds. Here comes Narsa. Springer got loopy on the outside, and here comes Narsa for the lead. Outside for Narsa, inside for Springer. It's a drag race down the backstretch. Stretch they come, checkers in the air. Peter Narsa earned that one here.
Peter Narsa's coming in here breathing hard. Wow, that must have been a tough-fought battle. It looked really incredible to watch, actually. However, I think there's a couple of places throughout that race you could probably find a little improvement, even. What do you think those were?
I could hear they're catching me in a couple of corners here, so I'll have the team tell me where to go and where to brake here, and we'll be good for second one.
So here's how they finished in our Pro Open qualifier, Mike.
It was a great qualifier at that. Narsa just exploding and getting out front. Lincoln Lemieux in second. There you see Ryan Springer with a great run, too. That's the way they finish in the Pro Open qualifier.
We're just getting started in Salamanca, New York. We'll be right back with the Pro Light Final. It's round 9 of AMSOIL Championship Snowcross, powered by Ram on the CBS Sports Network. A great crowd on hand for round 9 of AMSOIL Championship Snowcross, powered by Ram. Welcome back to CBS Sports Network's continuing coverage of the U.S. Air Force Snowcross National. Kate Osborne, Chris Hockey, Mike Schroeder bringing you coverage of tonight's great race. Before we get back to the track, Mike, one of the premier teams in our sport, especially in Pro Light, is about to get a little bit of a spotlight on them. Tell me a little bit about
Sure,
them.
our Judnick Motorsports for a long time has been one of the premier teams in snowcross racing. This year they got 2 great Pro Light riders. Let's learn out a little bit more about them.
I can hang it out pretty good and put in some fast laps and make some good passes, I guess.
They've been in the sport for as long as any other team pretty much, so the resources and the knowledge they have is great. Just being right with Polaris, the factory team, all the information we could ask for is right there.
This is between teammates, Jake Ango. There comes Nicholas Lorenz underneath. Ango's got the line. Lorenz backs off.
Oh, it's definitely a blast to work with Nick Lorenz and Jake. We have a good time, you know, we train together in the summer, and then all winter long we get to hang out, have fun, and race snowmobiles. I just tell them to go out there and just stay focused, and it's only one race, so give it your all, and if it doesn't go your way, you got next weekend.
So next on CBS Sports Network is the Pro Light Final. This is AMSOIL Championship Snowcross, powered by Ram from Salamanca, New York. We'll be right back. Welcome back to AMSOIL Championship Snowcross, powered by Ram from Salamanca, New York, not far from Buffalo, New York. It's round 9 of AMSOIL Championship Snowcross, powered by Ram. A great racetrack. The snow is ready to go, and the racers are too. The Pro Light Final is next. Kate Osborne, Mike Schroeder, my name is Chris Hockey. Let's take a look at how we got to this race, the Pro Light Final. It's been an action-packed night all night.
In round 5 of Pro Light, the points battle was heating up, and it was time for an old-fashioned snowcross shootout. Zach Mason grabbed the stud boy hole shot, and once again, the Z-Man was on his A game.
Oh, come couple of drivers off the racetrack.
Points leader Aki Palaya worked and weaved his way back through the pack on a Skidoo as Jake Angove and Nick Lorenz from Judnick Motorsports gave chase.
Here comes Nicholas Lorenz underneath. Angove's got the line. Lorenz backs up.
But this day belonged to Polaris and Team Lavallee as the Zack Attack was at the top of the box. Saturday night in Deadwood, wild, crazy, and over the top was just the beginning.
And they're racing in Deadwood. 15 sleds into turn one. Who comes out?
Evan Dowd on a Polaris was shot out of a cannon and took off with the early lead. You can't help but say wow as the racing in the days of 76 rodeo grounds more than lived up to the hype.
It's only 2 seconds now.
But in the end, there was no doubt about it. Evan Dowd on a Polaris scooped up his first Pro Light victory of the season.
So going into tonight's final, here's your Pro Light points, Mike.
Well, the Pro Light points roller coaster has started. There you see Palaya out in front. Kevin Wallenstein up 2 positions while Max Taillefer down 2 positions, and Montana Jess moves up a spot to be in the top 10. There's the top 10 in points.
Kevin Wallenstein, third in points, is with our Kate Osborne.
A significant points difference from round 8 here into round 9 for Kevin Wallenstein. Going into the weekend in Deadwood, he was in 5th. Coming into here, you're in 3rd. What were your takeaways from Deadwood coming into New York?
Yeah, we were consistently running mid-pack, so we got some good starts, and we got a good taste of what it's like to be up front. So a little more confidence coming into New York, and hopefully we can just keep that going through the next few races here.
Thanks, Kate. That leads to the starting lineup for tonight's Pro Light final.
Teammates line up 1 and 2, Lorenz and Angove, then Katu. So you got 3 Polarises qualifying the top 3 positions. Montana Jess qualifying 4th. There's the front row.
Here's your back row through the LCQ.
You know, you take a look at this, a big surprise. Zach Mason was on the podium in Deadwood, now had to come through the LCQ, as did Evan Dowd. Big surprises there.
All 15 sleds are at the starting line, and so is Kate Osborne.
Well, one difference that these riders are seeing from round 8 in South Dakota to here in New York in round 9 is the snow condition. Now in South Dakota, it was heavy, it was wet, it kind of had a mashed potato consistency. Well, here in New York, these guys are dealing with a light, a very dry snow. It actually has like a sugary kind of feel to it.
They're racing in New York! And the 765 gets out fast. That's Montana Jess. We'll give him the stud boy hold shot, but it's anybody's race down the front stretch.
Boy, look at everybody shuffling for position. A little bumping and banging going on, but yet everybody getting through. You know, you look at Montana Jess out in front. This is what he needs. This would be a big shot in the arm for him.
He made it through an entire season of Pro Light last year and won the championship without winning a single feature. Tonight, he's the man on the spot momentarily in the Pro Light division.
Lining him up behind him, it's Travis Muller, Jake Angove, then Benham Katu, Aki Palaya, and Nicholas Lorenz, your number 1 qualifier, sitting in 7th position.
Montana Jess, your leader, but you see right on his tail Travis Muller and a bunch of sleds behind him trying to reel him in towards the AMSOIL finish line. Another lap in the books for your leader.
You got to remember that Travis Muller won his 2nd round of qualifying, and Angove also run a round of qualifying. So those 2 guys running 2 and 3, they're charging hard, and now Palaya charging hard and now sitting in 4th place.
Our leader, though, Montana Jess, and Kate's got a little bit more as he battles for the lead. Kate?
Well, guys, he's actually right now on his 2016 sled, the one he won the championship with. I asked him earlier why. He said it's comfortable. He's confident on that, and you can see right now, and especially throughout today, that he's out running like his old self.
Well, Kate, that's a great nugget because I'll tell you what, we haven't seen this confident Montana Jess this entire season.
No, we haven't. You know, and he's been kind of down in that, but, you know, he's defending champion through the year. He can still make things happen to try to move up in the points, but I'll tell you what, he better find another gear soon because Muller and Angove charging hard.
Wow, what a run through the whoops Travis Muller had, and he will take the lead momentarily. Muller to the lead over the AMSOIL finish line, but here comes Montana Jess.
Bar to bar, down in the corner. Oh, little contact.
Oh, my goodness, stay on it. Jess somehow stays on his sled. He loses the spot.
Know how he stayed on that sled. He had it sideways. A little contact between him and Travis Muller, but now it's Muller out front, Jess in 2nd, and Angove charging hard.
My, oh my, the contact was heavy right into the turn.
Somehow they both hang on to it. Muller out front, and now it's Angove in second. Will set the field over the AMSOIL finish line.
So Angove now in second, about a second and 3/10 behind your race leader, Montana Jess. Pelayo in fourth, Coutu and Nicholas Lorenz struggling. He's sitting back there in sixth spot.
Here comes Aki Pelayo. He'll look to the inside. He'll take the spot and look to the outside.
Oh, that's Coutu. Coutu in the number 21 Polaris finds another gear and looks like he moves up a spot or two.
In 2 laps, Montana Jets went from the lead to 5th spot. That's what happens in the Pro Light division here in Salamanca, New York on this racetrack. It's always hot and heavy in the Pro Light division.
Boy, I'll tell you what, Coutu's not done here. He's really charging hard on Aki Pelayo. He is trying to get around him to get on the podium.
They head down the front stretch through the Air Force flyaway. It's Muller, Angove, and Pelayo, but Coutu trying to get to the podium.
Big final, 16 laps. There's 10 laps left to go. A lot of racing on yet a shorter racetrack with lap times about 30-31 seconds. A lot can happen, but I'll tell you what, Cole Coutu keeps charging hard on Aki Pelayo for that last podium spot.
That is a big, big battle right there for that final podium spot. You see, Pelayo boggles it a little bit, and Cole Coutu takes that spot. Oh, Coutu gets off his sled! Man. Coutu got the spot, and now he scrambles off the track to make sure he doesn't get hit. That's a hard landing. He shakes his fist in celebration at the crowd a little bit, shows him he's okay, heads back to his sled. Meanwhile, the guy celebrating the most right now is Travis Muller. That 436 sled's got a 3-second lead on Angove.
He is running hard. You know, back to Coutu's off. He just carried a little bit too much speed into a part of the course that he needed to check up a bit, pitched him off. Tough break for Coutu.
He was so fast and had just moved into third in the final podium spot.
And now, watch everything shake up. Now Nicholas Lorenz has moved his way up into fourth place. He's just one spot off of being off the podium, and he's about a second and a half behind Aki Pelayo for that last podium spot.
Your current leader, Travis Muller, a 3-second lead over Angove from Windham, Minnesota. In his first qualifier today, was 6th. In his second qualifier, he dominated and won it. Right now, a sizable, more than 3-second lead for Muller in this Pro Light final.
Angove's still out in second place. Boy, and I'll tell you what, Muller even putting a little more distance between he and Angove, and now Angove with a couple of seconds over Pelayo. So that is where your 3 podium finishers are. Lorenz about a second and a half from Aki Pelayo.
Things could get more interesting for your leader as he's getting into heavy traffic. There's the 177. That is your second place rider of Jake Angove. You saw just for a second Aki Pelayo, your third place racer, as Angove got a little squirrely and got over the berm in that turn. That slowed him up a bit, and you can bet Pelayo's looking for any kind of mistake out of the second place rider.
Muller's got some lappers coming up in front of him. There you see the number 46. That's Andrew Lindholm. Lindholm giving him plenty of room to get by. Good racing move there.
Oh, Pelayo is off his sled. Our third place rider is off his sled, so that puts Nicholas Lorenz, the 572, into third, the third and final podium spot. We'll get a look at about what happened later, I'm sure, there. But Pelayo has been so smooth all year long, uncharacteristic. Let's see what happens here. Pelayo.
Yeah, he just came in a little off axis into the corner and pitched him. And, you know, these guys have talked so many times about how soft the snow is. It many times can just eat your sled up. Yeah. It just stops it. Right now we talked about poof stops. That's exactly what happened to him there.
Absolutely what happened. And again, uncharacteristic for Pelayo. And you also saw Nicholas Lorenz, who's now in third, almost got collected himself because he was right on the tail of Aki Pelayo when that happened. But it's Muller, it's Angove, and now it's Nicholas Lorenz in third. Pelayo, by the way, gets back on the sled, still running fourth, Mike.
Yeah, he is. And you watch these guys as they continue to go around, waiting for Pelayo's time. He's back quite a bit. He's about 7 seconds behind Lorenz. So, it again, Muller, Angove, Lorenz. Muller's got about 4.5 seconds on second place Angove. Meanwhile, Angove got about 3 seconds on his teammate, Nicholas Lorenz.
Once again from Windham, Minnesota, the 4:36 is your leader. That is Travis Muller, and he's got 2 laps to go and a 5-second lead over Jake Angove. What a win this would be for Travis Muller here in New York.
You know, even a big win for Muller, but you got to take a look at the Judnick teammates, Jake Angove and Nicholas Lorenz. Another big deal for Scott Judnick and Judnick Motorsports. You know, these are the guys they're kind of grooming to move up into that Pro Open class, and man, that's big to put both your drivers on the podium.
Down the backstretch he goes, over the Amsoil finish line. The white flag flies. 1 lap to go for Travis Muller, who has been dominant in this Pro Light final tonight.
4.5 seconds over Angove. Angove now with almost a 5-second lead over his teammates. So again, these guys just need to make good circuits. They got nobody, you know, that's really pushing them. Just continue with your circuit, find your marks, make sure you hit your mark, you stay on top of your sled, and just focus on what you need to do.
Out of the Polaris final turn, the flames await the checkers in the air. Travis Muller, with no hands over the finish line, will take the win in Salamanca, New York. So it's Muller, Angove, and Pelayo, and we'll come back from this break and talk to our winner. You're watching AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram on the CBS Sports Network. They're racing in New York, and the 765 gets out fast. That's Montana Jess. We'll give him the stud boy hole shot. What a run through the whoops Travis Muller had, and he will take the lead momentarily. Muller to the lead over the AMSOIL finish line, but here comes Montana Jess.
Bar to bar, down in the corner. Oh, little contact.
Oh, goodness, stay on it. Jess somehow stays on his sled. A sizable, more than 3-second lead for Muller in this Pro Light final. Out of the Polaris final turn, the flames await the checkers in the air. Travis Muller.
Well, you just pulled in, you're saying, wow, that felt good. That's incredible. Your pit board said, hey, go really fast, and that's exactly what you did. What were you proving with this win?
I don't know. It's just a big step for our privateer team this year. Finally, first time on the box, and to get a win. It's been a long time coming, working really hard, and it just feels really good to get it done.
Well, that was action-packed. Here's how they finished in the Pro Light final.
I tell you what, Pro Light racing gets to be more exciting each and every week. Privateer Travis Muller taking the win. Angove back on top of the podium, and Pelayo also there. There you see your top 10.
You thought that was exciting? Wait till you see what we got next. The Pro Open Final. It's AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram on the CBS Sports Network.
AMSOIL Championship Snowcross on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Ski-Doo Snowmobiles. What matters is what's next. By Arctic Cat, share our passion. And by Polaris, terrain domination.
And they're bunched up into the turn. Tucker has to back off a bit. I believe Cam got the stud boy hole shot. They're drag racing, and Ross Martin takes the lead right there. T-Train underneath them both.
Oh, they were all 3 deep there.
Train tries to take the spot back. For the moment, he's got it, but the Tucker train is on the outside. To the inside, takes the spot from Tucker.
And
Tucker back to the inside. Martin, Hibbert, down the front stretch they go. Hibbert to the inside. He'll take the spot for the moment.
Through that ram turn and across the AMSOIL finish line. Big win for Tucker Hibbert.
So going into the Pro Open final, here's how the points look, Mike.
You can see how Cody Cam tightening it up just a bit. Now 16 points between he and point leader Tim Tremblay. Tucker Hibbert trying to make a move too. There you see your top 10.
Mike, before we go racing, the GoPro camera has become a very important tool for our racers. Let's learn a little bit more about that.
Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to capture angles using GoPro cameras that the average cameraman isn't going to be able to do and that the average fan is not going to be able to see for themselves. So I'm trying to get helmet-mounted cameras. I'm trying to get cameras on sticks. I'm doing some time-lapse up from the rafters, things like that. I'm just trying to get the unique angles that most people won't see.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see a little bit where you're going and what line it takes, and you can hear the sled if it sounds good, if it pulls good, and yeah, you can take in a lot of stuff if you use it the right way.
You know, the new GoPro, it actually shows you how fast you're going, you know, like what your speed is coming in and out of the corners. You know, if you can figure out what your best lap was and then go out there and see how fast you're going and, you know, see where your lines was and try to do that same thing every lap.
We're about to go green. Here's your Pro Open starting lineup.
Look at that. Lemieux, Hibbert, Tremblay, Cam. The top 4 in points sitting on the front of this row. There's the front row.
The back row looks a little something like this.
There you see Andrew Carlson, Corin Todd, a couple of local drivers all lining up for this final.
They're about to go green, and Kate Osborne is down at the starting line. Kate?
One rider who can definitely say that Salamanca has been good to him is Tucker Hibbert. He's gone 8 here. I asked him earlier why. He said he doesn't really have an answer for it. Maybe it's the energy, the fans. He doesn't know, but it's been influencing him.
And they're racing in New York. Into the turn they go.
Pretty even off the front. Look at that. You see one of the skidoos.
Lincoln
That is
Lemieux.
Lincoln Lemieux out front, and I think Lemieux may have the Stud Boy Hole Shot Award.
Absolutely he does. He got out like a rocket. He was your #1 qualifier, and that you can see why. Right on his tail, by the way. That's the 53 of Cody Cam. They've been racing all night.
And he's got his teammate with him too, and that is the number 11 of Tim Tremblay. Look at Tremblay trying to go underneath Cody Cam early on. So you got Lemieux, then you got Tremblay, and then another one of the Shearing Speed Sport sleds in Tim Tremblay. Those are your top 3.
Wow, Lemieux is out front by a bunch right now. So fast on that Stud Boy Hole Shot, and Cody Cam doing all he can to try to reel him in and not making up any distance as they hit that AMSOIL finish line to put another lap in the books.
Big thing for him too. Try stay out front, better visibility. Yellow in the corner, yellow in the corner. So everybody needs to check up.
We'll find out why momentarily.
I didn't see where. Well, then we got a sled coming back on the racetrack.
Ryan Springer, I believe.
So Springer was off the track, coming back on, and that's apparently where the issue lied.
So let's set the field for you. Lemieux, Cam, Tremblay, and then Tucker Hibbert in 4th with Peter Narsa right now in 5th. But Lincoln Lemieux way out front right now.
Renheim sitting in 6th, and it's Ischel, Ross Martin 8th, Carlson and Corin Todd. Those are your top 10. It's about not quite a second, about 0.8 of a second lead that Lemieux has over the field. He just, again, needs to find his lines, run consistent, don't pressure himself.
Mike, he's so smooth through every section of the racetrack right now, and that is the name of the game. Again, this is pretty much a home racetrack for Lincoln Lemieux, a guy from Vermont. This is as close as we're going to get to his home, and he is putting in some great laps right now in this Pro Open final.
A lot of relatives here, a lot of family, a lot of friends coming to watch Lincoln. He loves this racetrack. He loves racing here in New York. Right now, he loves where he's at on this racetrack, leading this field now by about 1.5 seconds.
And he's out front by a good margin. Cody Cam, Tim Tremblay, Tucker Hibbert, you can about throw a blanket over those 3 who battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th right now. And Tucker's the kind of guy who's very, very patient. But Mike, I wonder, is this the kind of track where you can afford to be patient?
Well, it's shorter, but there's more laps. You know, we're running 22 laps on a 30-second lap. Right now, if you take a look at the intervals, Cam's about 2.5 seconds behind Lemieux, but Tremblay only about 0.2 of a second behind Cody Cam, then Tucker Hibbert about 2 seconds behind Tremblay. So that real battle going to shape up for 2nd and 3rd place.
It's an almost 3-second lead, but the great battle on the tracks for 2nd right now. Cody Cam and Tim Tremblay in a Pro Open qualifier earlier tonight. They were bumping and banging, and they're starting to get serious again, Mike.
They are. There's only a couple of tenths of a second between the two. Of course, Tremblay ahead in points. Oh, a little contact there, but that's just racing, man. That you know, there was no intent there.
Aggressive, but not too bad.
That's exactly
I'm with you.
right. A little rubbing, you know, trying to let him know that you're there and trying to get around. So Tremblay looks like he's in a position where he could probably move up into 2nd. Now Cam's going to try counter back down underneath.
And on the outside, Tucker Hibbert, just for a second you saw him, and he starts to work on Cody Cam, who's now in 3rd. A lot going on in the points battle between those 3 spots right there,
Boy,
Mike.
he sure did. The fastest rider out there right now, Tucker Hibbert. Hibbert run a 29.234. He was so fast. He now only 0.4 of a second off a podium finish behind Cody Cam. Again, a yellow down. That is, I believe,
the 16 of Christopher Holm was off his sled right there.
Christopher Holm?
Yeah, exactly
it was
right.
either him or Palella.
will set the field again, though. Lincoln Lemieux with a 5-second lead over Tim Tremblay, but the battle right now is between Cody Cam and Tucker Hibbert. That's the battle for third here in Salamanca. Tucker right now trying his best to reel in Cody Cam, and that's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's not. You know, and you watch Tucker right now. Tucker's just running some really smooth lines. One of the things that Cody's talked about a number of times is to run smart. Boy, you got another driver off, and I believe that's one of the other drivers. Is that Holm again, or is that Palella?
I'm not sure, but that's a tough traction, part of the racetrack to be off, because the rhythm section right there literally requires total concentration. A sled in the middle of the track doesn't help in any way.
And really, when you look at this racetrack, any place is a bad place to be off, because there's so many different places that you can find different lines and you can try to make a pass. There you see Tucker on the inside. It is still going to be Cody Cam in second. Now he's about a second ahead of Tucker. Meanwhile, Tremblay about 5 seconds behind your race leader, Lemieux. But the interesting thing, the two shearing sleds running 1 and 2.
Here comes Tucker. He'll look to the outside. Now he switches to the inside of Cody Cam. This again, the battle for third. Cam looks over his left shoulder.
Big look over his left shoulder, just waiting to see if Tucker was going to try to make that move inside. Tucker did not. May have played a little possum there, just trying to set him up. A lot of racing left to go. 12 laps left to go.
Great camera work there to show just how fast Cody Cam is out of the corners. But at the end of the straightaway, Tucker reels him in, Mike, every lap.
Tucker goes outside, and you have to remember that in one of the qualifiers, Tucker was really fast on that outside line, and now he's made up some ground on Cody Cam. Going to try to come back down underneath.
He makes the move, aggressive move. Something happened there, but Tucker backed off.
No, he did exactly what we thought. You know, he hit that soft snow, and it just stopped him.
Is that right? I thought maybe he backed off because he was afraid of contact, but you're right.
Because it almost looked like he got his hand ripped off the handlebar.
So that, again, leaves it as follows. Lemieux, Tremblay, Cam, and Hibbert, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Tucker's got more work to do again to try to get on the podium, because Cody Cam now, as you can see, about 4 sled lengths ahead because of that bobble.
But he's gone back outside, and that's where he's been fast. Let's see what he does here. He stays down inside. Going to try drag race him down that part of the racetrack.
We're watching a great battle right now, and Cody Cam dealing with lap traffic. Look at this. That's really going to hurt him. Here comes Tucker to the outside, Cam to the inside, and now that lapper is going to affect Tucker. He gets around him quickly, but that really tightened up that battle for third.
And you watch him right now. It's only about 6/10 of a second between third and fourth. Meanwhile, Lincoln
There goes Tucker. He got him with an inside move out of nowhere.
And that lapper helped there, too. You know, they were all bunched up a little bit. Tucker able to get right.
Gets it right back.
Comes right back.
And you see Tucker in the air, moving to the outside. Again, we're watching the battle for third because Lincoln Lemieux is checked out. Tim Tremblay has checked out. The teammates are gone. The battle on the tracks for third between the 53 and Cody Cam and Tucker Hibbert.
That's the battle, like you said, for third. We're going to want to keep an eye on that first and second, though. Tremblay's cut into Lemieux a little bit, but Tucker able to get around Cody Cam.
Tucker takes it again with an inside move, and this time he makes it stick. Tucker's gone. You mentioned it momentarily. I'm sure we'll look up front again in a second, because after this has been settled, which it now looks like it has between Tucker and Cody Cam, you said it. The lead for Lincoln Lemieux now up front, your leader, is down below 3 seconds. His teammate, your points leader in this series, Tim Tremblay, has begun to reel him in, Mike.
Yeah, it's shrinking all the time. It's now down to about 2.8 seconds. 7 laps left to go. There you see Tucker, Cody trying to make up some ground, trying to work back up front, but there is your race leader out in front. Last time it was 2.8 seconds as they come around that ram corner.
And there he is.
Soil finish line. Let's set the interval again. This time, 2 seconds, so he cut up 0.8 of a second.
I know you get comfortable when you're in the lead. The pit board says you've got a comfortable lead, but Lincoln Lemieux's got to know that Tim Tremblay, the number 11, has begun to reel him in a big way. It's a 2-second lead right now with 5 laps to go.
Yeah, Lincoln run a 30.67 to a 29.97. So, you know, considerably faster right now. Tremblay making his way around the racetrack. There you see the two teammates. Lincoln Lemieux on the number 13 and Tremblay, and he takes off another 0.4 of a second.
This is about to get serious, Mike. Lincoln Lemieux told Kate earlier tonight, I love this racetrack. That kind of confidence always looks good on you in the feature, especially when you get the stud boy hole shot. But right now, if he's too comfortable, he's going to give up that podium spot to his teammate, Tim Tremblay, your points leader.
Working on about 4.5 laps left to go. Lincoln working his way through the corner. Will come back across that AMSOIL finish line. Let's set it this time in another 2 or 3 tenths of a second. Get shaved off his lead. It's now a second and a half that Tremblay's behind him.
We've got 4 laps to go, and we've got Kate Osborne by the racetrack. Kate?
Well, in talking to Tim Tremblay earlier, I was asking him about that red plate. If you have the points championship, you have a red plate.
Oh! Lincoln Lemieux off his sled. A terrible endo. Sorry,
that was
Kate.
Big.
Our leader crashes hard right in the middle of your report. Sorry about that, Kate, but Lincoln Lemieux with a hard crash puts his teammate into the lead.
And that
Let's take a look at what happened.
Right over in the U.S. Air Force flyaway section. He comes up. He's going to short shoot it here. Yep, just buried
goodness.
it in. Had nowhere near enough speed to double up there like he'd hoped to. And boy, that was a nasty
That
off.
is a soul crusher in front of your hometown fans right there. They get the sled off the track. I'm sure our FXR mobile medical unit's taking a look at him to make sure he's fine.
And you know, we're hearing word from the racetrack that they think that something in the drivetrain may have broken, like a chain or a belt. Now, the thing is, when that happens, you can give it all the power you want, but that track's not going to move anymore. What he needed to do was to get the track to revolve more to bring the front of the sled up, so it didn't happen. If he's got no power, it's going to nose in, and that's exactly what happened.
We've got a lap and a half to go for your points leader, and now your race leader, Tim Tremblay. Let me set the field. It's Tremblay, it's Hibbert, and it's Cody Cam, 1, 2, and 3. And there is your leader, and the red plate means he's your points leader, and he's got 1 lap to go, Mike. Wow, what a soul crusher for Lincoln Lemieux. Let's hope he's okay. The cobwebs, I'm sure, right now in his head a little bit. But Tim Tremblay is the guy who takes the spot and looks to be taking the victory. The lead's almost 7 seconds.
Yeah, again, Tim's just got to make a good lap around here. You know, down on the far side, we'll make the turn, come back in front of us, and, you know, a tough break. I'm sure he wishes that his partner, his teammate was out there, but that's a big win.
The flames fly, and the win goes to Tim Tremblay in Salamanca, New York. Your points leader will take the win. Tucker Hibbert will take second, and holding on for Hentges Racing and taking third, here comes Cody Cam. Cody Cam takes that 3rd spot on the podium. This is the U.S. Air Force Snowcross National. The best show on the snow is AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram, and it's on the CBS Sports Network. So fast on that Studboy hole shot.
You have a red flag.
Oh! Lincoln Lemieux off his sled. Got a lap and a half to go for your points leader, and now your race leader, Tim Tremblay. Let me set the field. It's Tremblay, it's Hibbert, and it's Cody Cam, 1, 2, and 3. The flames fly, and the win goes to Tim Tremblay in Salamanca, New York.
We're saying a big win for Tim Tremblay. You know, we were saying earlier that we wanted that red plate. You had something to prove with that, and that's exactly what you were doing. What statement were you making?
Yeah, for sure, when you're the points leader, you want to do good, and you want to win races and be up there. And today I felt I had the pace, you know, I felt really good out there. And it's too bad for my teammate, you know, who were going 1 and 2, and I was catching him, and then he made a mistake and crashed hard.
So that was action-packed. Here's how they finished, Mike.
Let me catch my breath here quick. Tim Tremblay with a huge win. Tucker Hibbert in second, Cody Cam. Tough break for Lincoln Lemieux. What a nasty off.
Yeah, the top 3 really had something to do with the points, and this is how they look right now.
They sure do. And look at the way they shuffle up a little bit. Cody Cam able to make up just a tad bit of ground. Like I said, each and every round in every race very important now.
So that's round number 9. We've got so much more to do. Make sure you keep up with us at snowcross.com on all the social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're all over the place. Make sure you keep an eye on us. And speaking of that, here's where we're coming next. Mount Pleasant, Michigan, February 24th and 25th, then to Dubuque, Iowa, and then the final weekend of the year, Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, March 17th through 19th. Make plans to check us out there and on the CBS Sports Network, the official home of AMSOIL Championship Snowcross powered by Ram. Here are some dates and times to make sure you tune in. And I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. For Mike Schroeder, for Kate Osborne, and our entire crew, my name is Chris Hockey, and this has been a presentation of the CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports.